dominance. Doggy, doggy. See, well, the bus is positioned in that left-hand lane. That means that bus wants to go towards Ormskirk, so he ain't moving. That HGV in the middle lane wants to go on the motorway, so he ain't moving. There's no gaps in the road for people to get into, so they ain't moving. See, he's already changed. Yeah! Calming down like a good boy. Let's see how long it lasts. I'm a maniac, Not doing too well, is it? Burning down the house. Oh, I used to have a little spaniel. Well, it's a spaniel collie cross. Just a big old ball of fluff. Yeah, just put your hazards on. Just put them on. Because everyone knows what hazards mean. People need to have, like, I think they need to remove hazards from cars. People don't understand that flashing lights, like, you can't just go, oh, I'll use these flashing lights to signal this. And then someone else goes, well, I like to use my flashing lights to signal this. So no one has any idea what the flashing means. Yeah, guess what keep clear means? Absolute bellend. Dominance. Stop recording. Oh no. Whose charge that was? Probably, maybe. We don't need it anyway, we've got super view. Super view boost. Yeah, just pull out. Just fucking pull out. Just pull out until you become an obstruction that people have to let you out. Driving standards. Down the toilet. That's what they are. People making up rules and then they may or may not obey them. People hearing stuff that I've said, then saying I said something that I clearly didn't say, and then having a go at me. You're not my wife. You can't just make stuff up and have a go. The steady decline of driving, it became more noticeable when I started on doggy bikes. But I don't know, it feels like it's always been kind of shoddy. There's just more, like a higher volume of cars, and cars are bigger, so it's much harder to navigate. I mean, like, if you've got smaller cars, a less dense population of smaller cars driving badly, right, that's not going to be as big of an issue as a higher number of cars on the road that are like significantly bigger, and they have like things like traction control and airbags and stuff, so people think they're invincible. The weird thing that I can't quite understand is, right, if all these people have, like, they're adhering to their own set of rules, even that fucking bell-end instructor, where that short I posted about like that phone zombie or whatever, who just wandered out into the middle of the road. He kept going on about how I should have indicated, even though the road was just literally just bending around to the right. So indicating going around the bend is just the dumbest thing ever. Or flashing, which you don't flash. Don't flash people in general, because no one understands what it means. That's from a driving instructor. Although, to be fair, I think the vast majority of driving instructors do it because they think it's an easy payday. Which it is, essentially. I mean, it doesn't really matter whether your student is a quick... Well, I mean, it's better for you if it takes longer for your student to get to grips with what's going on. I mean, when it comes to those paper lesson thing, but people spend thousands on it, like multiple thousands of pounds doing lessons. That's absolute insanity. I mean, I was paying just over £100 per lesson for my bike, but it was half a day at a time. I think it was like three to 4 hours on the bike, right? And I had essentially I paid for a full course, so I already had my CBT, so it was just essentially doing my A stuff. I already had like all my theory and gubbins under my belt, and the owner, name is not in my head. It's Aintree Driving School. Cracking experience. Would recommend, highly recommend.
Well, bring out the gimp.
Essentially, they'd priced the course, and I believe it was like 10 or so lessons, so it was over £1,000 that I paid, with the absolute intention of me passing the course at the end of it. He was saying like how there are other driving instructors that basically they'll just throw you in for your test whenever, because they don't really care if you pass or fail. I mean, it's better for them if you fail, so you just carry on doing more lessons. That was actually genuinely apparent as well, because when I went to do my mod 1, the little Coney bit, the Coney one, right? We went to the test centre. It was me and another girl whose name I can't remember because I'm absolutely terrible with names, right? So we both did our mod 1 and passed. But while we were waiting to get out on the thing, there were loads of people that were going in and failing. Nev, I'm thinking his name is Neville, the guy who owns the training centre. So and there was another guy there. Again, I'm so bad with names, but the instructor is really friendly. Yeah, so they were specifically trying to get people to pass, not just taking people's money and then going, yeah, take your test, whatever you want, whatever, not bothered. Because I think like the car, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, don't correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have to have like a minimum amount of lessons now in a car before you can even be considered? So it's like a guaranteed payday. Someone signs up and there's like, that's a couple of grand in them straight away. And then there's never enough like examiners, so people are going to be forgetting and then need like extra lessons to boost them. It's a scam, it is. It's a scam. That guy's face was well happy, wasn't he? Dreadlocks. I mean, I think a load of people who leave the army, you get, when you leave after you've been in for so long, you get like a resettlement where they'll pay for you to do a course of some description. And the amount of people, I mean, I almost did it. I almost did driving instructor. Can you imagine? Like they'll go that route because it looks like a cushy job where you just sit on your arse and people drive around all day. I mean, Ashley Neal, right? For all the piss I take out of Ashley Neal, He looks like he's committed to raising driving standards on the road, and he often features like other driving schools where it's just the examiner parking like a million miles away from the curb, just having a cig or driving badly with the roof boxes on. And yet more and more people want to be on the roads, don't they? So they'll take whatever driving school they can get. I don't understand why there's such a queue though. I mean, if the waiting list is that long, surely there should be a push for examiners. I mean, because you pay for the test, don't you? You pay for the exam, so there's money to be made. But is there more money to be made as an instructor as opposed to a test examiner? Is that the reason? Because it feels like there should be like a massive amount of people clamoring to do a job that's in high demand right now. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should become a driving instructor. Maybe I'll become a driving instructor and none of you will know. But one day you'll be filtering up to the front of a set of traffic lights and the car will just nudge past you and go, dominance.